So in this tutorial, I'll show you how you can create JSON object from scratch in ReteEditor. And we do that by going to this category, and we will first create an empty JSON. And if you watch this empty JSON in the preview data component, you'll see that it's just curly braces that are opening here and closing, and it sits in the array. And actual JSON itself is here, of course. The fact that it's in the array, you can just ignore it for now. It's just an implementation detail of how ReteEditor functions. But basically, if you want to add some properties into the JSON, you can do it by choosing this props category and then going to the set value on property component. So we will use empty JSON as the input. We will say that we want text.create component to give us the value. And I'll say that, this will give us the name Matas and the property will be name. So if I then preview this data, you'll see that we have a JSON with the property name that is Matas. And we can go further, by nesting these components. So I'll copy this one. Let's have surname. I'll bring the JSON that we produced from this component into here. And then I'll copy paste this one. And I'll say that we bring the value Ubarevicius. And this way we have now a JSON object that contains two properties, so name and surname. Those represent person, and that's me, right? We can have other types of data in this JSON, so let's add now, let's do math.number, and let's add that like this. Let's put 1.8, and again let's copy the preview data component and look into this. Oh yeah, we overwrote our surname, so let's not do that. This is how it looks like. This is all fine. And now you can also choose to just save this JSON file to wherever you want and then use it in other applications, for example. So in this JSON file, we just represented the person, but we may need to represent more complex things in JSON, like maybe you want to add all of the coordinates in your geometry or something else. In that case, we can again create another type of JSON. So let's create the empty JSON again. Let's go into this set value on property. And let's create the JSON that has a property called coordinates. And let's then create a circle in 3D space. Now we can divide the circle by parameters to, let's say, 20 subdivisions, right? We can remove the endpoint and we can provide that whole list of points into the value. And now if we preview how this JSON looks like, you'll see that we have a JSON that has property name coordinates, and the coordinates contain all the points that we've just created. So now we have created few JSON objects, one representing the person and another just representing a list of coordinates. But if we want to look into some more advanced ways of how JSON objects can be created, you can check out this JSONPATH set value on path property, for example. So this one is quite nice because what it can do is it can take empty JSON and it can then, let's preview the data, math.number slider, let's plug it in here. So now you see that the property name is 3.7, but in this case let's try and change it a little. So shirt.size is 3.7, and look at that. So JSONPath is able to understand that you want to create a JSON that has shirt and the size of 3.7 automatically by giving this path. So this is quite powerful because it also understands things like, if you want sizes to be an array, you will say that you want to provide the value as a first item in this array, and that will make sizes an array. This is also very flexible. You can create JSON files much faster and in more efficient manner. And then if you want to, to add another value maybe to sizes array, you can do it like that. So you'll see that the first value is this, and then use this like that. And now you'll get 2 items in the sizes array. So this is quite cool because you can extend this and say, maybe you want even more properties here in the middle, and then you will just need to update both of these, and voila, you see that the shirt now has a property ha, and the property ha is another object that contains sizes property, and that's an array with 2 values. And you can then, save it as well into the JSON. And we have more components here, but in this tutorial, I just wanted to give you a short introduction how you can use components in ReteEditor to create JSON structures. I hope you learned quite a few things in this tutorial, and let's see each other in the next videos. Cheers!